My daughter's bully mocked her stutter for months. Her comeback during the debate championship left him speechless. Raising Emma has been my greatest joy and biggest heartache. She's brilliant straight, a voracious reader, and at 16 already coding better than most adults. She also has a stutter that appears when she's nervous or stressed. High school has been brutal while most teachers accommodate her needs, allowing written responses. When her stutter is severe to hear as one kid she couldn't escape. Blake Williams, son of our town's most prominent surgeon. Blake tormented Emma relentlessly. He'd mimic her stutter during presentations, whisper, Tito Jr. when she raised her hand and once created a fake social media account called Emma's Daily Struggle that posted videos mocking people with speech impediments. The school's response is pathetic. Boys will be boys, and he's under a lot of pressure with college applications. Translation, his father done it's too much to the athletic department for real consequences. Emma threw herself into speech therapy and joined the debate team, which sounds counterintuitive for someone with a stutter. Her coach, Miss Reynolds, told me prepared speech and a cited, environment helps many stutterers, and your daughter has important things to say. When Emma qualified for the state championship, I was shocked. Blake qualified too. His father had hired a private debate coach from Yale. The tournament was structured so competitors wouldn't face cadets until finals, which meant Emma and Blake wouldn't meet and thus both reached the final round. Against all odds, they both did. The topic was announced an hour before. Should standardized testing be eliminated from college admissions? Blake drew the pro position, Emma the con. As we waited for the final round, I overheard Blake in the hallway. This will be epic. Scissors. She'll CC. Crack under peeper pressure. His friends laughed, unaware I was around the corner. When Blake checked the podium, he was flawless, confident, articulate, with perfectly timed, emotional appeals about how standardized tests discriminate against underprivileged students. The irony of his privileged self arguing this point was apparently lost on the judges, who nodded approvingly. Then Pianana's turn. She approached the podium, hands trembling. My heart sank as she began with a noticeable stutter. Standardized T testing has been. She paused, took a deep breath, and something shifted. She looked directly at Blake and continued, criticized by many, including my opponent, who believes these tests are unfair barriers. Her stutter disappeared completely. What my opponent fails to mention is how easily other admissions criteria can be manipulated by privilege. Painful essays written by hired professionals, extracurriculars available only to the wealthy, elendation letters from family connections. She was surgical in her delivery, citing statistics, showing how standardized testing had actually helped identify gifted students from JSON backgrounds. How removing them could make admissions more subjective, more vulnerable to bias and influence. Then came her closing. My opponent speaks eloquently about fairness. But some of us don't have surgeon fathers who can make calls to admissions offices. Some of us don't have private tutors and debate coaches. Some of us have actual barriers to overcome. She paused and looked directly at Blake. When I was 11, I was diagnosed with a collateral speech disorder that causes my stutter. For years, I fought to make my voice heard while people like my opponent mocked me, imitated me, and tried to shame me into silence. I worked with speech prans 3 days a week for 6 years, not because I am embarrassed by my stutter, but because I refused to let it sear anyone silence me. Blake's face drained of color. Standardized tests gave me the chance to demonstrate my abilities on equal footing, where my stutter couldn't be used against me. They're imperfect, but they're often the only objective measure available to students like me. She finished without a single stutter. The auditorium erupted in applause. Anna won unanimously. As medals were presented, Blake's father approached us, his expression unreadable. I steeled myself for a confrontation. Instead, he said, my son and I need to have a serious conversation. Your daughter was extraordinary today. 2 weeks later, Emma received a letter from Blake. It wasn't an apology. Those come later in the story.